The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for March 9th. Yes, that's a Thursday on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, presented by WinBet. WinBet's now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds, WinBet is what you need to win. Sign up today. Bet $100. Get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. State restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. Head over to store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com and check out all we have there. Look at this. I'm wearing one currently, college basketball experience t-shirt. Use the promo code MADNESS for 10% off of orders of $40 or more. So make sure you do that. And remember, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks episode. Oh, I mean, I should say March 9th. Man, the chat is rolling along. My picks are doing fantastic. Shout out to Gray. Said it was an exhausting show. Shout out to Ryan Hasty. Said best college basketball show ever. Appreciate you guys. Oh, little shrimp lips says great day at college hoops. Absolutely fantastic. And if you're wondering just who the hell you're listening to, well, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
It's been sitting inside. I feel like that Chris Farley man down by the river bit on Saturday Night Live. It's like this guy Matt Foley's been in the basement for the past 8 hours drinking coffee. Yeah. Pick that D's been sitting in SGPN studios for the past 12 hours watching college hoops. It's been absolutely fantastic. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, host of the NFL Gambling Podcast, host of the Ryan and Rush Show. And he's going to be out there in Vegas with myself, which, just so you folks know, myself and Moneyline Mac will be on live in studio at Circa Monday, 9:15 p.m. We on the Greg Peterson show, Hoops Peterson show. We'll also be there Thursday night at 11 p.m. And you're going to see us live next week from the Blue Wire Studios inside of the Wynn Casino in Las Vegas. On Tuesday from 8 to 9:30 and Wednesday from 8 to 9:30. Come by the studio. It's free. If you're out there, you can walk past, get you a cocktail after. We can have a live audience like we always do. But yeah, you'll be able to check us out live, right? All right. I know you check us out live on YouTube. You might as well show up in Vegas. We'll buy you a beer or whatever. If you don't drink, I don't know, get you a fucking Sunkist.
Get you water.
Right? Yeah, there you go. But give it up for Moneyline Mac. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How about the Mountaineers?
Oh, you got to be feeling good. It's all about how you finish. All right. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. But even though how you started all right, because you made Pitt look like shit in the second game of the season. So,
yeah,
I mean, huge win. Bob Huggins is rolling. I actually, you know what? Before we dive into games and react, I feel like we should just rattle off some pretty substantial news. Jim Boeheim has been in some capacity or another, has been at the University of Syracuse since Prohibition, right? And he still doesn't look like a guy who's like 77 years old, or whatever the fuck age he is. All right. But Jim Boeheim lost today to Wake Forest, who he did make remarks about earlier in the year and then apologized for those remarks. But he's kind of stepping down. It doesn't sound like it's from him, but he's definitely gone, I think. But can we load up the press conference, Noah, behind the scenes? I got cloud brain. Maybe Jim Boeheim caught he maybe had a season of cloud brain, but let's load up this press conference here of Jim Boeheim after the Wake Forest game.
I've just been lucky to be able to coach this long. I think you missed it. I gave my retirement speech on the court last Saturday, and I gave it in the press conference afterwards, and nobody except William Payne figured it out.
Are you saying right now that you're going to retire?
This is up to the university.
You want to come back?
I didn't say that.
Okay, so what are you saying? You're not saying you're retiring, but you're not. I
just said it. I don't know.
So you don't know? Okay.
I said this is up to the university.
And you're not sure whether how will you make a determination about when you will come back?
You're talking to the wrong guy.
Wow. He needs to run for office, man. That was like a president's speech right there.
That's fantastic right there. Fantastic. Well, yeah, he could definitely be the governor of New York. I feel like he said a lot of nothing, but then we got confirmation. I saw former players tweeting it out. Absolutely hilarious. Maybe we're right. Maybe Weekend at Bernie's 3. We thought Jimmy Larinaga. Maybe Weekend at Bernie's 3 took place in upstate New York because, look, shout out to Jim Boeheim, legendary fucking coach. I love, what he added to the game of college basketball. I'm not trying to shit on him, but that press conference was just a complete mind fuck in a way. You know what I mean? It was like, what he was saying? It's up to the university. So it sounds like the university's kicking him out.
That's what I think. And I think he was just one last grasp of maybe trying to rally people to say, hey, bring Boeheim back for 1 year. But everybody's kind of had it with him. I mean, we make fun of him on the show, and rightfully so. He's kind of earned the right
anyone that's 77 years old, I'm going to make fun of. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
he's kind of been and he's kind of been a dick lately, but I mean, legendary career. You can't ever take away the stuff that he's done. So congrats, Jim Boeheim, on a hell of a career, on a serious note.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk more about that in a second. I want to tell you folks out there that the college basketball experience on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by WinBet. Yes, WinBet is the official online sportsbook for us. And WinBet's active in a bunch of states. There are tons of ways to win, including live betting and same game parlays, aka WinBets. Build your own bet. Yes. And you better believe March Madness is here. There's tons of ways to bet on college hoops and plenty of other ways too. If college hoops isn't your cup of tea, or if you maybe you want to do more than college hoops, whether it's NHL, NBA, XFL, check it all out. Sign up today to receive a special offer. Bet $100, get $100, limited to state availability. And of course, for our DGens only, if you hit the biggest long shot parlay of the week, you get $1,000 free credit. There's so much to choose from. All you have to do is head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. So they know that we sent you. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. All for something good. James, terms and conditions. WinBet.com must be 21 or older. Present state where WinBet is available. Somebody has a good problems. 1-800-522-4700.
Boom.
Oh man. Nathan Cerna is 100% accurate. And look, I do wish Jim Boeheim. We're a entertainment show. All right. So if Syracuse fans, because I was, tweeted out or I was talking in the Discord. Look, I like Jim Boeheim. I wish him the best, but I will say after watching the press conference, it did feel like this.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Better luck next year. I mean, come on. Look, I mean, that press conference is hilarious. It's like you're just sitting there.
Brutal.
Dude, it might as well. He should have just spoken Russian. I mean, what do you get from that? You know what I mean? Like, even the reporters are like, what? Huh? What are you saying?
He goes,
like,
I retired already, but you didn't notice. Are you retiring? I don't know. Is it your decision? You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of answer is that?
It's like, okay, your name is Jim, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Last name is Boeheim still, right? What's going on? Is this the right guy? Hey, do you know who the all-time winningest coach that's active now is?
Your boy.
Oh, yeah.
Your boy, Bob Huggins. Oh, yeah.
Got all those other dinosaurs out. Krzyzewski, Roy Williams, Boeheim. Hugs is up top now, baby. Let's go.
Dude, I got to key in on some other news, man. I got like the news has been rolling along on this college basketball. What is this today? Wednesday? I have a hard time telling what day it is. Mark Adams has stepped down.
Wild.
A number of Texas Tech players that would be returning had told the administration they would not be returning if Mark Adams was the coach next season, which makes me believe perhaps he wasn't quoting the Bible, or, maybe he patched it up with that. But either way, Mark Adams has stepped down. Yvetta says Greg Kampe, but Greg Kampe is the longest at one university, not the most wins. He's been he's been since 84, I think. Mark Adams stepped down. At the same time, Chris Beard, who we thought maybe would come back to Lubbock, is being rumored to be Ole Miss's next head coach. We were all over this one. We were
perfect.
First off, I was all over when Boeheim had that award show after the Syracuse game last week. I don't know that I was on this show saying this, but between Sean and Ryan or yourself, I was like, I was joking, but I was saying this is his retirement speech. You guys know this? Turns out I was right there. And we called this, man. We were on Beard to Ole Miss. I don't know if we ever said it on air. I have to go back and check, but we definitely said this between conversations we've had. Yeah. I do need to get the laser beam on the soundboard, but so Texas Tech and Mark Adams part ways. That'll be interesting to see where they go and who they perhaps, hire. We will have you covered here on the College Basketball Experience, because even in the offseason, we cover everything, man.
Hey, what a fall for Mark Adams. I mean, he was like National Coach of the Year last year in year number 1. Everybody loved him. Now he's out less than a year later.
You got to be smarter. Look, and I don't know. Maybe the guy really. I mean, look, I would tend to think the guy is not racist if you've been coaching for this fucking long. You know what I mean? Like, you have to work with a lot of different backgrounds, ethnicities, whatever. I would assume that those experiences would lead you to not being racist. But at the same time, if the players are saying this shit and he's quoting stupid stuff, I mean, to me, he fired himself. You know what I mean? Other substantial news: UCLA's Jalen Clark out for the year. Okay. Behind the scenes, folks, I have 2 futures, UCLA and TCU. Today, I got dealt with Jalen Clark out for the year. And then I got dealt with
Lampkin.
Eddie Lampkin, TCU's big man, quits the team. And by the way, said there's some questionable stuff coming out over there too about that. What do you make of any of those news? I mean, this opens the field. I think I had TCU and UCLA as like, I felt pretty good that they would be at least elite 8 teams, right? I feel like those teams would be elite 8 teams. Now, I think I feel less sure of that. Do you?
Definitely UCLA. I mean, Clark's their tough guy, and for a team that just has a bunch of skilled guys, they needed that kind of glue guy to shore up their defensive side of the things. I mean, they're one of the better defensive teams in the country. They're going to take a big step back from a talent standpoint. Yes, UCLA is still good enough with Jacquez and Campbell to get to the Final Four, but I don't think that they will just because of the defensive end. So TCU, man, Lampkin hasn't been that good this year though. So
I mean, he's still a good role player though.
Yeah,
he's still a good role player, and that to me that's a hit.
I think it's a bigger hit for UCLA than TCU.
And the news is interesting. What Ryan Hastie's referring to. We'll see if that's official. I know people have shared some Instagram chat about. I don't know. I don't want to say it until I know it's officially reported. We'll wait for that. But either way, crazy. Also, I mean, Jeff Linder. Want to send our best wishes to Jeff Linder, Wyoming's head coach, who didn't coach the game today. Would have been nice to know that information, but obviously his father, I think, is having health problems. So want to send the best to Jeff Linder and the Linder family. All right. I think we can now go into talking about today's action and talking about deep diving. First, I mean, I guess also McNeese did fire John Aiken at head coach. That was Army fired Jimmy Allen. Talk to me about that real quick. What?
That
Sorry,
came out of left
you're
field.
not Colgate. You're not going to be Colgate. You're Army. What are you doing? This is like the best year they've been in like 5 years or 10 years. You're going to fire him?
Yeah. And like they were 17 and 16. They had a winning season at Army. That's a good year. Last year, 15 and 16. I mean, they were right around the 500 mark. I mean, Zach Spiker, who got another job at Drexel, he was right around that mark every time. 17 and 16, 18 and 15. You're not winning 20 plus games at Army.
Yeah. I mean, what is going on?
That was a joke. That was what. It's not as bad as Navy's football coach though. That was the worst.
Niumatalolo. Oh, I love me some Ken Niumatalolo.
Yep.
All right, folks, I want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is your home for off-season NFL best ball drafts. Yes. And they also got you covered for a ton of other daily games, including PGA, NHL, and NBA. Underdog Fantasy is a great way to get down on your favorite player props. If sometimes they're not available in your state. I know there's a lot of states out there. There's always a plan B, and Underdog Fantasy is that plan B. Head over to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use the promo code SGPN for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. All right. Folks, I appreciate the chat. I like to think we have our own college basketball experience dive team. Some snorkel, some dive. We deep dive, but we also occasionally, if we see a big game, we might snorkel. All right. And when that happens, I got some music for us.
Come along with the snorks. Swim along with the snorks. So much to see waiting for you and me. Having some fun with the snorks.
Yes. But look, we're deep divers here. But when we're on the SGP show, you better believe we're going to be playing that. You better believe we're going to be playing that. All right, let's talk about today's action. Currently, Arizona State's up 5 on the Beavers. Also, Montana State's up 7 on Northern Arizona. That is the Big Sky Championship. So I got that on below me here. St. Bonaventure. I ate shit on this one. I didn't bet this, but Davidson won by 9 or no, won by 11. I can't count. What do you make of the Wildcats' chances? I think this is much easier for VCU now. VCU was going to get, I thought, St. Bonaventure. I thought that could be a tricky game. No, they're getting Davidson. I think they're going to fuck up Davidson. How about you?
Yeah. From a matchup standpoint, this is bad for Davidson. Great for VCU. They wanted to play Davidson, not Bonaventure. Bonaventure already beat him at Siegel Center.
Yeah. And then the game we alluded to, Syracuse, Wake Forest. This game was awesome. We were on Wake Forest. Or no, you took Wake too with me, right?
No, I was on Cuse. And you know what? It went up to 3.5 and I locked it, baby.
Oh, so you hit on it?
I hit. Yeah, I hit. It went above a possession. I'm like, come on. Like this is going to be right down the wire. Cuse should have won, to be honest.
Your boy Dundee was on Wake Forest -2.
So we both won.
Noah, can we load up this clip? YouTube.com/The College Experience. This ending was awesome.
Here's Appleby. 4-3. Back for Williamson for the win.
Unbelievable ending in Greensboro. What's that?
It is fitting that Steve Forbes is the one that sent Boeheim into retirement. After Boeheim chirped about him earlier in the year, yeah, get your old ass into retirement, Boeheim.
That is called karma. That is called karma. Fresno State, Colorado State. I mean, I ended up pushing on this, but I don't think I've been more frustrated at a team's effort in a conference tournament game. Did you watch this game down the stretch?
Yeah. Fresno State didn't make any of the winning plays. Yeah. It was they should have won.
But they didn't try. It was like,
I know.
This is one where like I actually thought like, do we have a game that's fixed? Because I was like, one of the plays, the guy goes like coast to coast. They just let him go all the way there. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, where's the help, the defensive help? No, multiple plays in the final minute. I was perplexed by the effort by Fresno State. It was like they wanted to lose the game. Anyone else come across? Did you think that when you watched the game?
I didn't go that far, but I was pissed off because I had Fresno. I mean, I wanted them to win the game outright. I had them on the money line as well. I mean, like you said, we pushed in the spread, but I thought they were the better team, but then they just didn't make winning plays down the stretch.
I thought they just didn't try defensively, like
which is not what they did all year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was why I liked the team so much, because they played hard. But yeah, down the stretch, it was like, all right, we're off to Pensacola for spring break.
Yeah. I don't know. Next game was Richmond, George Mason. These games were all fantastic. George Mason made some plays down the stretch. Big steal in that game. They win 62-57. We were on the right side of that one. I'm telling you, we were on fire today. Now we did get our hearts broken on this one. And this was a brutal beat. Georgia Tech plus the points against Pitt. Oh my gosh.
That was a fixed job.
Oh my gosh. Like, what, they foul with how much time left? 3 seconds, 2 seconds, something like that. The game's over.
How about it's a 4-point game? Federico hacks the dude, and then Alexander. By the way, that guy, Corey Alexander, he's unbearable to listen to. He said the ACC could go toe to toe with the Big 12, so I already tuned him out already. And then he goes, "Well, you can't call the fifth foul on Federico there because he's the best shot blocker." No, that's the point of going at the shot blocker with four fouls to get a fifth foul.
That's such an NBA take. But look, hey, Corey Alexander, I grew up watching him at UVA. I actually met Corey Alexander before. I like him, but he's an ACC guy, so you got to understand the bias there.
I know.
You know what I mean?
He's a big time Virginia guy. I actually have met him too, but I can't listen to him anymore. I got to watch these. The ACC's got to be on mute for me. I mean, it's already enough with the Carolina is a at-large team because they beat Boston College, and yeah, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an unbearable tournament.
We really should have, like this should have hit. You know what I mean? This really should have hit. All right, next up.
We should have covered that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought Georgia Tech should have won, but I mean, I'm biased towards that. Eat shit, Pitt. I can't wait to get your ass beat in the tournament.
Shout out to Moonoff in the chat, folks. Go listen to the MLB Gambling Podcast and the NBA Gambling Podcast. Look, I know that human being and fish can coexist peacefully. George Bush once said that. That was just my take on that. Go listen. They do a great job. They do a great fucking job. And yeah, if that's your cup of tea, more power to you. But over here, we deep sea dive, baby. We deep sea dive. All right. Let's go. All right. I'm joking. Moonoff's the man.
I do the propcast with Moonoff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have plugged that too. There's too many fucking podcasts we're doing. I can't. I could do an hour on just plugging things.
Yeah, Moonoff's on every channel but this one.
It's true. It's true, man. He's trying. Yeah, good for him, man. He's about that grind. Make sure you give him a follow and check out those podcasts. All right. St. John's takes down Butler. Of course, Manny Bates doesn't play. Actually, a few. Eric Hunter Jr. doesn't play. This is what we get. I didn't bet this because of the potential of them not playing. So I'm okay with my loss here. You?
Yeah. I mean, like you said, he didn't play. So yeah, move along.
Bethune-Cookman got waxed by Grambling. Whoops.
Yeah. Yep.
I did lose money there. Colorado though. Oh, I knew it. I knew the line was telling me everything, man. I told you on this one because Pick Dundee
Watch him go.
was a guy on a Buffalo.
Oh no, it's a guy on a buffalo. Oh, guy on a buffalo.
Now I woke up a little later today. I was up late. And I had to quickly adjust and make picks on Tally site. I had my bets picked, but saw UNLV was down to 5. And I placed a wager. Or no, I didn't. I picked UNLV -5. They won by 8 in overtime. UNLV should have lost this game. Did you watch this game, man?
Yes, I locked Air Force and I had them on the money line. So this was excruciating. They should have won the game. They led the entire second half, but hey. You know what? It's this time of year, man. Sometimes those dogs, when they go to overtime, they go to die.
Can we go back to the Moonoff comment, folks? Moonoff, who is a sharp when it comes to betting. I don't care if it's horse racing, whatever. All right. He says first half Toledo over tomorrow.
He loves that. He says that every time to me. That's his play. That's his best bet.
You know, I was going back through their losses. You know who beat Toledo?
I'm trying to remember. TCU beat them?
Sorry. Just so you know, if you're gonna flex on Toledo.
Yes,
you got to go back to the beginning of the year when they took on a real champ. All right?
They lost to UMKC and East Carolina back-to-back days. Where was that game played? In sand on a beach somewhere? Did they play volleyball?
Mr. Chow. Mr. Chow says, "Get Mike Hopkins out of here." I'm perplexed with Washington and what they're doing, and I'll say that about the Syracuse move. I'm perplexed. Syracuse is forcing out a legend. I actually understand it. Now that sounds crazy because the guy's been there for like 80 fucking years. You should, he's responsible for their program being a quote unquote blue blood or the tier 2 blue blood. I don't know what you want to say, but I'll say this. I think it's very critical. And I've made this case on the college football podcast. If you guys don't listen to the college football experience, I think we're entering the most interesting time I can ever recall in college athletics, right? We're at a kind of a crossroads with the way the sport's going, with NIL, with the transfer portal, with TV execs basically dictating the future for a lot of these institutions. All right. Syracuse basketball has become less of a draw, which it needs, I'd say, the next 10 years of college athletics for any program that does not take football or basketball seriously. You have to. So if you're Washington, now I understand Washington football is on the right track again, but Washington basketball, those are the two sports that make profit. Mike Hopkins, to me, I would get him out of there now because you're trying to improve your marketability. Because if the Pac-12 folds, which by the way is certainly fucking possible, then you want to maximize. You want to say, hey, we draw in these numbers in football and these numbers in basketball. And I think Syracuse is at a crossroads too. And Syracuse football, look, I know they're quote unquote basketball school right now, but if you go far enough back, Syracuse used to be a powerhouse in football. They need to get their shit together on both Boston College, all these institutions, or you're going to find yourself in the Atlantic 10 in 10 years. And I think it's pivotal, whether you're Cal, whether you're Stanford, mainly a lot of those schools in the ACC and Pac-12. You're at a very interesting time where I think it's super important And if you're a fan of any of those schools, I think it's an important time for you to donate, because I really believe, because if not, have fun watching Syracuse in the Atlantic 10 or something like that.
Playing Bonaventure twice a year.
Yeah,
it'd be the new rivalry, which actually I would like.
I mean, me too in that capacity, but but I mean, I would like Syracuse too. They should be a lot better with their NIL. They're a powerful school. Bob Costas, Mike Tirico. I mean, tons of other alumni. They should be, I get it. They're in Syracuse, New York, but money is money. And nowadays day and age, look, have you been to Tuscaloosa, Alabama? You cannot tell me, okay, just because the weather's better. I don't care if money, if you're a recruit, I think it's the same. If anything, I could see an avenue. If Syracuse, look at what North Dakota State does in the FCS, or Boise State, or whoever. I mean, Nebraska's in the middle of fucking nowhere. I know they haven't been good in like 20 years, but I'm just saying it's important for them to win now, and I think that's why you kind of got to force them out. And I think Washington's making a mistake by keeping Mike Hopkins right now. Anyway, let's continue.
I don't know how he survives NIL or no NIL. Like, he's been terrible since he's been there.
Yeah, and you're going to go through another year of that? This is a critical time period for you to get your shit together. So, yeah, I hear Will Wade might take that McNeese job. That would be hilarious, because it's still not that far. St. Joe's took down G-Dub.
It's a good comeback.
It's a fun game to watch. I took G-Dub. I didn't bet this. So what's up to Hubert? He says, I love the podcast, fellas. There we go. One big family. That's right. That's right. We're the dive team, TCE dive team. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to go into that. Northwestern State, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. This game was fantastic. Corpus Christi gets the win. I know you went with Northwestern State. I didn't lock this up, but I was right on Corpus Christi. This was a really close game. What'd you make of this one?
Yeah, Northwestern State came out and punched him in the mouth, but Corpus Christi found a way. And I mean, Corpus Christi going to back-to-back dances in consecutive years. Hopefully they can win the playing game for them. Steve Lutz has done a good job there and just short stint there.
Yeah, definitely. Folks, we're in a great mood tonight because of a lot of games, but I would say this next one was pretty fire because we both took DePaul.
Yeah.
On the motherfucking money line. Let's go, Blue Demons. Oh, the Big East tournament is amazing. We were all over this. I'm a Shaheen Holloway fan too, but I just think, this is next year. All right. You're in year one. What a great win for DePaul. And that was a great payout. I'm excited about life, but then things got better because Western Kentucky. Wait, did we battle here?
We battled here. UTEP was up 15 early.
And one corner picked Dundee. Well, he won with the Hilltoppers. Let's go.
How about that gym that they're playing in?
How about that camera work? Me and CJ Sullivan. Shout out to my guy CJ Sullivan. Check out the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. That will have its own feed soon. Dude, they don't even put the fucking score up. Under a minute out of a timeout. There's like a back and forth where each team scores. But you're sitting there wondering, hey, how much time is left in this fucking game? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it was unbelievable. They fucked it up in the Florida International game too. So unbelievable. But Western Kentucky hits for me. DePaul hits for me on the money line. Washington State hits for you against Cal as they win by 17. Shout out to you on that play. I took Wazoo, but I didn't bet it. You bet this, right?
No, I didn't bet it, but I took Wazoo. Yeah. I love the Cougs though.
The Howard Bison showed up, and wow. They showed up in a big way as they crushed South Carolina State by, 40, 50. I stopped watching. We also gave you on yesterday's show, we gave you another winner here. Ohio State against Wisconsin. We locked it up. Let's go. Unbelievable.
We had to sweat that one out, didn't we?
27-point lead. Woo! Got this thing down to 4. Unbelievable.
I was like, I need to quit if I lose this one.
We hit on that. We had a great day today because I don't know if you actually bet this because it's your boys, but I bet the hell out of West Virginia minus the points. Probably the game I like most. Today was a great day. Great day to be alive. Did you actually bet this one?
No, I don't bet my team. I coach perspective, I'm like one game at a time. Fuck Kansas, so.
Ole Miss beat South Carolina in what might be and what probably is G.G. Jackson's final game as a Gamecock. What'd you make of this one?
Vegas had it right on the number 6. That's exactly what it was. They knew it was going to happen.
And Wyoming loses to New Mexico by 11. This thing should have pushed. Wyoming. First off, we didn't know Linder wasn't going to coach, and then they had like 4 shots on the final 10 seconds that all missed, or we would have had either had a push or a win. I also locked up the North Carolina Tar Heels. Telling you.
The fix is in.
Hopefully you guys tailed me on a bunch of this shit because we're dancing. We're dancing tonight. I locked up a lot of teams that hit. And another one was, the fix is in. I get your point. It's Boston College. Say it after that.
You'll see it tomorrow.
Iona. I laid it. I locked it. Colgate. I laid it. I locked it. Double-digit spreads. Not even a problem. Today was a great day. What's your analysis on both those games? Yeah. Colgate won. They're back in the championship. They could be. They almost got Tennessee a couple years ago.
Yep.
They were up at half against Arkansas last year.
They almost beat Wisconsin last year. They led for a majority of that game last year. Was that Wisconsin?
I thought that was Arkansas last year.
No, Arkansas was the year before that. So it was, Tennessee, Arkansas.
So Tennessee was 3 years ago then.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
The only thing I don't like about Colgate is they're going to be a public dog again.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Like, because everybody loves Colgate because it's like, oh, I remember Colgate. They tickled me for 35 minutes and then they didn't win. So it's like, I don't know, man. We got to find our St. Pete Sunday. Shit, 3 days from now.
Well, my good day was just getting started because LaSalle money line.
Grand Dumpy might be the sleeper.
I was on fire today. We also locked up Villanova.
Oh God.
Villanova minus 11. Did we battle here?
Did we battle here? No. I locked up Villanova. I took Georgetown on the future because I'm like, hey, if they win this game, they're going to win the Big East. But that was my long shot. Put out a tweet. Patrick Ewing's career high in the Garden as a New York Knick is 51 points. Georgetown, you can't score 50 points as a team in your coach's last game at his alma mater. He's the greatest Georgetown Hoya ever as a player. You can't even score 50 in the Garden. Come on, man.
Fran Duffrey said they buried him at the center court after the game today.
Oh, God.
Right?
Dumpster fire of the year. If we can already give out our dumpster fire, my God.
They buried him upside down so that security guard could kiss his ass, right?
He's the one that was shoveling the grave.
Yeah. Delaware State. Wow. They got up to an early lead and I thought, hey, the Hornets are going to do this. Woo-hoo, Lavelle Moten. Adjustments. They win by 30.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, that wasn't the real Fran Duffy that said that. That was Fran Duffy in the chat. I need to clarify that, or next thing you know, Fran Duffy might punch me in my fucking face. All right. Louisiana Tech, Florida International. This game, the camera work terrible. The final 2 minutes of this game, ridiculous. Florida International had a chance, or La Tech had a chance to win this. I had FIU +3. I didn't bet this, but I think it should have hit. La Tech wins in overtime by 5. I know we were on different sides in this one. I really feel like any team could have won this game. They played at the same level.
Kind of what we said last night.
Yeah.
Hey, flip a coin here.
You locked up the Stanford Cardinals. All right.
Sleeper.
9-point win against Utah in the Pac-12 tournament. Let's go.
Tree huggers.
Minnesota, Nebraska. This game was absolutely insane. Can we talk? Okay, I took Nebraska. I did bet Nebraska. I lost money on Nebraska. I have an issue with the offensive calls down the stretch of this game by the referees. Did you catch this game?
Yeah, offensive fouls, and I locked up Minnesota and took them on the money line on the picks page. This was a lock I gave out after the show with Noah Beanick in the after show conversations. I'm like, man, I got to lock up Minnesota. They're going to win tomorrow. Horrible calls though.
Oh my
Horrible
God.
calls.
Those calls were unfucking believable to me. Like that ref's got to be fired, right? Suspend him. Suspend that guy for a week because how do you look? The second one, I can understand it. The second one, I'm like,
second one probably was,
yes,
but
yes.
I mean, the first one, come on.
The first one was so bad, so bad.
Rest in peace, Linsanity.
Yeah.
Till next year.
Till next year. You were spot on, Mr. Big 12, on Oklahoma State flushing the toilet on Tanner Groves and the Sooners. Is Oklahoma State gonna get it done?
Yo, that they got to be a lock. I mean, they complete the trifecta, send Oklahoma to the SEC. That's 6 quad one wins. That's a lock. I mean, we're talking about Carolina being a bubble team all of a sudden. I mean, come on. I mean, they have maybe one. I don't even know if it counts as one. Oklahoma State's in. 80% of the best league in the damn land's in. Let's go.
Let's
Big
go,
12, baby. 8 bids.
UTSA covered the 5.5 like we knew they would, but Rice did steal the win by 1. Shout out to the Rice Owls who continue their season as they get that dub. The Rice Owls will now take on UAB. Good luck there. But hey, survive in advance. You know, LSU, dude. I had LSU, so I was winning so much early that I decided that I needed to bet a lot of other games later, and I ended up betting LSU in this one. The sweat was real in this one because it was much like the Ohio State game. I think LSU was up to like 10 or 12 points in this game, and down the stretch, Georgia took the lead before LSU hit a 4-point play, a 3 and got fouled. But it was a nerve-wracking game. It was exactly what you want when you bet, and I end up victorious again.
Oh,
today was great. Do you think LSU has any chance of beating Vanderbilt? They just did, right?
They just did, yeah. That was my lock, my ballsy lock that I ended many streaks this year. I don't know if they can beat them twice, so they're not very good. I don't know. Stay tuned.
I want to shout out you for convincing me to take Texas Southern because they did beat Alcorn State, and the 2 seed is gone, right? Or 3 seed. What was that?
1 seed.
1 seed.
One
Yeah,
seed.
the 1 seed. Yeah, they were third on odds. The 1 seed gone. Southern survives.
They're gonna win again.
Yeah, absolute fire night. And then, you know, this team full of pussies, right?
They're like Pitt.
But I knew I had to bet on NC State, even though it's filthy blood money. They beat Virginia Tech by 20. Easy play. What'd you do? You were on Virginia Tech, weren't you?
Yeah, I don't think NC State's that good either. I mean, I don't hate them like you do. We should just give out our first round of the NCAA tournament locks right now. Whoever's NC State's playing is who Colby's going to lock up. And whoever Pitt's playing, I'm going to lock up. So you can already take that to the bank.
Yeah, easy money there. Never sweated a little bit in that game. Not even an instant. St. Peter's. We took St. Peter's in the points against the moving company. They won outright. Is St. Peter's magic back? Because it's starting to look like it.
Oh yeah.
As dude, they were like in control. I feel like the whole game. There's life for the Peacocks as they continue to defy the odds. Yeah. I mean, so wait, they're gonna have Iona now, right? And that's the championship, right? Yeah.
No. I think
right?
aren't they in the bottom half of the region?
Who else? But hold on, Canisius is it? Canisius didn't lose yet, right?
I need to look at the. I need to look.
No,
at the
can we load up
MAAC?
the MAAAC? That's the MEAC. Okay, let's go. We're going through it. YouTube.com/the college experience, folks. Okay,
No,
so
they're in the bottom half.
Dude, this is the championship game, right?
No, they're over here. Or you can't see my cursor. They're in the bottom half, and Iona's in the top half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, Marist beat Manhattan. So Marist Quinnipiac. They're gonna get the winner of that. Did that game happen yet? Why am I not remembering that game?
Oh, don't they take a day off in this league?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Only in the MAAC.
Yeah. Would you fuck with us like this? Yeah. Yes. I'm like, wait, man. I was like, I watch basketball all day. How did I miss that outcome?
I was like, did this league cancel a game because of COVID? That's how stupid this league is in the conference tournament.
Yeah. Okay. We're back then. Okay. No, we're good. But either way, I'm excited for the Peacocks. All right. I am excited for the Peacocks. Game balls. And we still have, by the way, an update. Arizona State's clinging to just a 3-point halftime lead as Moneyline Mac does have a wager on the Beavers, and Montana State has a 10-point lead. Montana State, can Northern Arizona find a way to get back into the game? Actually, that lead just cut to 8 as Northern Arizona makes a jumper. Game balls, Mac, you lead the way.
I'm going Cowboys, man. Anytime you beat your rival 3 times in a year, and they didn't just beat him, they beat the shit out of him 3 straight times. That was a bad matchup for Oklahoma. The athleticism, size of OK State. Good job, Mike Boynton. You guys are going dancing.
Oh, I love that one because what a good fuck you. They still have one more year playing Oklahoma. If they can sweep them next year and say, hey, our final 5 or 6 times we played you, we fucked you up, go to the SEC. You know, I love it. You know, I love it. My first game ball is going to my Colorado Buffaloes because no KJ Simpson, your best player. I know it's just Washington, but I don't care. That solidifies a winning season for the Buffaloes. Even if they lose, they will have a winning season. And I don't know if you know this, but they have the number 1 recruit in the nation coming in, allegedly coming to Colorado. I'll believe it when I see him in uniform. But
Deion recruit him?
yeah, maybe. But I got to go with the Buffs as my number 1 team. How about your second game ball?
I got to go with my boys of the Tigers of Texas Southern. Johnny Jones upsets the number 1 seed. I think they can win this tournament. They always win it. So yeah, Texas Southern game ball. Let's go. Swack.
Well, I'm going to the Big East where DePaul, Tony Stubblefield.
Love it.
Look, I feel like he's got that team playing better. I know the record doesn't say it, but I feel like that's a big win. Come on, let's go. Let's keep it going, Blue Demons. Who's your final game ball?
Another money line I had. It was Ben Johnson and the Golden Gophers. They've been playing well down the stretch. They beat Rutgers second to last game, almost beat Wisconsin, come back, beat Nebraska. They got Maryland tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But anyway, they didn't quit on him. I'll give Minnesota a game ball for the upset win.
I like it. I like how they haven't quit on him, man. I noted that when watching the game.
Yep.
And I'll take you to another one. Christ Holtmann in Ohio State. They haven't quit on him. Ohio State, my final game ball. Big win for the Buckeyes. Dumpster fire.
The main one.
Who is that? Are you thinking Syracuse? What are you saying here? I don't know.
Actually, you could go Syracuse, but
Georgetown.
Pat Union, Georgetown.
Okay.
That's like the dumpster fire of the year, and then it like had a exclamation point cherry on top tonight. I mean, that was so bad.
Yeah, I agree. I think those are the 2 nominees right there. Let's get into it, folks. But before we get into it, I mean, I feel like we should take a minute and appreciate this song just one more time. Smashed! Whoa.
Smash!
Whoa.
Bruce Earl.
Along with the snorts.
What's happening over here?
Come along with the snorts. Swim along with the snorts. snort.
Let's go. Bruce Pearl broke the soundboard. Smashed. Yeah, it's true. Shout out to Bruce Pearl. All right, tomorrow's card, unbelievable. Don't make any plans. Tell the wife, tell the kids, tell the, I know I don't want to say, because I know Yvette is normally in the chat. Tell the boyfriend, the husband, tell him to go out and figure something else out. I'm watching games. All right. 8 a.m. Well, actually, hang on for this. I always forget that we do have 2 conference tournaments, the AAC and the MAC and the Ivy, or actually 3 conference tournaments, I guess. But hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second here. And we're back on the B side of the college basketball experience. As we preview our first conferences tipping off today, we got the MAC. Yes, MAC college basketball. What is not to like? As you know, obviously this conference it's been, I think it's up a little bit. Your odds to win the MAC, and once again, we have the bracket. Shout out to Pro Sports. Go to and if you want to watch this, folks, I highly recommend it. YouTube.com/thecollegeexperience. And remember, when you go check us out, subscribe. By the way, chat, how are you not subscribed to us? All right, please, if we can, make sure you subscribe. I can see the analytics. All right, I see the number of people watching this, and I see the number of subscribers. Something ain't right in the kitchen. All right. Subscribe right now. All right. Kent State's your odds on favorite at +160. Toledo's +170. Akron's +400. The Ohio Bobcats are +1100. Ball State's +1500. Buffalo is +2500. Northern Illinois is +8000. And Miami, Ohio is +13,000. Look, Toledo lost to East Carolina. They're the 1 seed. I'm not taking them. Kent State is my play at +160. I'm going chalk, and I'm also sprinkling the Ohio Bobcats because I believe they're playing better ball towards the end of the season. And if you look at the bracket, here's what I like about this. I think Ball State has not been great away from Muncie, Indiana. So I think Ohio will beat them when they square off. And then that sets up an Ohio-Toledo matchup that I find appealing. I know Toledo can score with the best of them, but I also think Ohio can score well too. And I think it, makes for a very interesting game. Then you have the south side of the bracket where I do expect Akron to beat Buffalo, but I expect Kent State to beat Akron. And I believe Kent State's defense and the fact that I just think they're the better team all year. I really do. So I think Kent State will beat Akron and then play in the championship game. Now they could get Toledo. They could get Ohio, but I like the chances of it being Ohio. I just think they're the best team. So, what are you doing here, Mac?
I'm on the other side. I like Akron. I think Akron, they were right there to beat Kent State. What was it? Last week, Castaneda didn't have a good game. So I think that they win round 3 in that rivalry. And on the top side, I have a feeling Jeff Bowles in Ohio, the Bobcats, I think they're going to upset Toledo. I think Toledo has won how many games in a row now? It feels like it's like 15 to 16 games in a row. Sometimes we see those teams that are on a multiple game win streak, 15 games or more, they get picked off in the conference tournaments. We've seen all these 1 seeds, whether it's Eastern Washington tonight, Alcorn State, or any other ones. And I think it's a lot of pressure, Youngstown State. So I'll go Ohio U as a sprinkle here, but I like Akron to get it done.
Lock up Amani Bates. Hilarious.
Is he even in it? No, he's not even in it.
Let's go back to Moonoff's one again.
What did he say?
No, if we can. No, Moonoff's got a great point here. Only 24 likes, but 178 people watching. What's going on here, folks? All right.
That's a bad shooting percentage.
Fucking a lot of Syracuse fans watching this one. What the hell's going on here? All right. What is going on here? Yeah. I mean, okay. So you like the Zips. Who's your long shot again?
Ohio.
Okay.
Ohio. Yeah. I mean, Jeff Bowles' experience of winning that league 2 years ago. I like the coaching experience, especially with John Gross at Akron winning at multiple schools.
Shout out to Noah who goes, that's the percentage of likes we have based on the people. Is it an Amani Bates shooting percentage? Correct. That is correct. Great comparison there. Yes. And Chad G's right. At some point, one must ask himself, am I a snorkeler or a deep diver? Divers, subscribe. Shout out to Chad G. He's a fucking legend. He was just saying, create another YouTube page so you can subscribe. Let's do this, folks. Rig the election. All right. Shout out to James Preston. I just subscribed. There we go.
Takes 5 seconds.
So that's the MAC. We'll do Ivy actually. I think tomorrow night we'll do the Ivy. So let's hop to the AAC, where we have a lot of fun here. We have South Florida, East Carolina. I mean, do I need to play the music here? Do I need to just open things up with the music? Because I look at it and it just jumps out to me that the disrespect that
Because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
Plus 40,000. Are you kidding me? There's nothing that we couldn't do. You hear it in the song. So when I see a 1 seed like Houston sitting there, I laugh. All right. The odds in this conference: the Houston Cougars, Kelvin Sampson minus 300, Memphis plus 450, Cincinnati plus 1200, Tulane plus 2200, Wichita State plus 3000, UCF plus 3000, Temple plus 3000, South Florida plus 13,000. SMU plus 25,000, ECU and Tulsa. They put us in the same bin as Tulsa. All right, Vegas. Vegas. I'm coming to town on Monday. All right. I'm coming to town. All right. Rob Donaldson knows about it. ECU plus 40,000. Let's fucking go. All right. I'm all over. So I'm playing ECU obviously because that's going to cash. And then you can't take Houston here, because there's no value. They're minus 300. Yes, you could say, but they're going to get ECU in the second round, and who knows what can happen there. ECU. Yeah, exactly. Rob Donaldson says the books are so fucked. We know that. I like Memphis at plus 450 because Memphis in the south side of that bracket, they're going to probably get UCF. Those games have been a little wild this year though. Little. See, I think you only play the south side. So in the north of this bracket, you go with ECU because they're just the team I think with the best heart to win it all. They're gonna do what they have to do to win it all. But in the south side of this, so I'm taking Memphis plus 450. I'm taking Wichita because I think Wichita just beat Tulane. I don't think Tulane wants to see Wichita in the brand of ball they play. So I'm going to take Wichita at 30-1 there. And yeah, Robert Donaldson just put 100 on ECU's future. That's what I'm talking about. Mac, what are you doing here?
I am not betting ECU. I do not think that they're going to win. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid on this one. I love ECU, but not over Houston. If I got to give one out, other than Memphis is obvious play. Memphis just took Houston to the wire, lost at the buzzer. They almost beat him the first time in Houston as well. What about Cincinnati? I mean, both games against Houston this year, lost by 6, lost by 12. I mean, maybe a miracle.
Well, here's the problem: is the Temple game, because I do believe that Aaron McKee might be coaching for his job there. I think Cincinnati's going to beat Temple, but as we'll get to in a bit, I do think Temple probably covers. I think that's going to be like a 1-possession game because Aaron McKee. I think if you lose that game, I think you're fired. But I don't know. I don't know anything these days. Mike Hopkins is still a coach. I don't understand it. They fire Army's coach. I got no idea what's happening in the ranks of college coaches and when they get extended, when they get fired. All right, folks. I want to tell you guys that the college basketball experience on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, brought to you by WynnBET. WynnBET's active in a bunch of states, and there are tons of ways to win, including live betting and same game parlays, aka WynnBET's build your own bet. And March Madness is here. We're already in the madness, folks. So there's plenty of ways to win. Getting down on college hoops, NBA, NHL, XFL, the Extreme Football League. Yeah. Sign up today to receive a special offer. Bet $100, get $100. Limited to state availability, and of course for our DGens only. If you hit the biggest long shot parlay of the week, you get $1,000 free credit. There's so much to choose from. And all you have to do is head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet so they know that we sent you. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Offer subject to change, terms and conditions. WinBet.com must be 21 or older. Present state. WinBet is available. If you're somebody who knows a game, problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right. So you like Cincinnati. I didn't get your final. No, but I'm saying, are you going with the dog? Like besides Memphis, you taking action?
It'll be Cincinnati. Just because I think Cincinnati maybe could pick off Houston in a sleepy spot, but I think Houston's going to roll. I mean, to be honest,
Conburglar has an interesting angle that since he's got to prove, since they're moving to the Big 12, maybe they get it done this year as a little statement. I like it. I'm really excited to watch that Cincinnati Temple game. All right, so those are the two conferences that are tipping tomorrow. Let's hop into the action because we have a loaded slate, and I don't believe. Let me see what lines we have right now. Obviously, there's some games going that we may not have lines on yet. Miami, Ohio, Toledo, 8 a.m. Toledo's laying 13 points. I'm laying it, man. Miami, Ohio, Travis Lexington, Steele. It's year one. All right. And I wasn't very fond of him at Xavier, essentially. They've been a bad defensive team. Toledo's been a great offensive team. I think it's a bad matchup. Give me Toledo minus the points. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I think it's right on. The number's right on. I probably would lean to taking the points just because it's Miami or Toledo's first game at a new venue. All the pressure's on them. So I'll take the points here. Yeah. Davidson is taking on VCU. I already alluded to this, and I hate to do this. I think I'm 2-0. Oh, Munov says I'm looking for a new co-host on the Propcast since Ryan picked Miami, Ohio. Yeah,
go, baby. Munov, don't worry. We'll cash. We'll be fine. All right.
Hey, they can still hit their over on the first half total. They just don't play any defense. I love their offense.
Davidson, VCU. So I locked up VCU and cashed the 2 times they played Davidson this year. And you know what I'm doing for a 3rd time? I'm going back to the well. VCU's athleticism. This is a nightmare matchup for Davidson. The athleticism of VCU destroys anything Davidson wants to do offensively. I'm laying the 6.5, and may God have mercy on your soul. Lock it up. What are you doing here, Matt?
I'm joining you. Lock up VCU. Terrible matchup. Athleticism. This VCU ace ball when they're ready to go.
Let's go. Roger Long says, a guy I listen to all the time says, ain't nobody knows shit. Did I say that? Anyway, yeah, lock up VCU there. Rutgers, Michigan. In Chicago, which means that's going to be a Michigan crowd. I'm locking up the Michigan Wolverines -3 against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights because Rutgers has been ass without Mawat Mag. Michigan's trying to play to make the NCAA tournament. This is an easy play. What are you doing here, Mac?
Yeah, so for some reason, Juwan Howard's a good tournament coach. So, I'll join you. I'm locking up blue here, Michigan.
Let's go. Folks, shop to you drop. Blue light specials left and right going on here. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons are heading to, Northern Arizona cuts it to a 6-point game. Wake Forest is heading to Greensboro, so they're going to have the home court advantage here. Miami fans don't travel because they don't even travel to their own stadium for the most part. Miami is laying 5.5 points. Give me Wake Forest plus 5.5. Give me Wake Forest plus 200 on the money line, and I will go back to the well. Let's go. I got a feeling I was watching the game today after they won on the buzzer beater, and I was like, watch Wake win the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, and it went all chalk in the ACC today, so expect some chaos tomorrow. I'm with you. Lock up Wake. I think they got a chance to win this game. Let's go.
Let's go. Rob Donaldson He says DraftKings and then MGM, which we never heard of those companies, tried to hit me with a stake limit on ECU winning the AAC. Well, you got to get over to WinBet because WinBet is the official sports book of the college basketball experience. Never heard of those other companies. Maybe I have to make sure that I'll send you a link for WinBet after the show. St. John's, Marquette's laying 6.5. Give me St. John's plus 6.5, man. And you know what? Sprinkle some on the money line at plus 230. The upsets I think tomorrow are going to come pouring in. What are you doing here, Mac?
I'm locking the Johnnies, man. They just played and it came right down the wire in Marquette. I think the Johnnies are going to win this game. Lock it up.
I'm with you. I know it seems like I'm just locking up every game because I am locking up every game. And I see an edge. The books are off. Dundee's right. Mac is right. I'll even play Mac's music here. It's been a while.
That's 4 in a row on the same side.
I hear there's rumors on the internets.
Yes, I tried. Yes, I tried.
Mac is doing it. Iowa State, Baylor. Baylor's laying 4.5 points. I know your theory on this game. This is where we disagree. Because I am taking Baylor minus 4.5 points to beat Iowa State. Scott Drew's good, a great coach at making adjustments. I think they adjust to that last game they played when Iowa State beat them in Waco. Revenge is on the mind. I'm laying the 4.5 with Baylor. Baylor wins by 7. What are you doing here?
I'm on the other side. I think this game comes down to the wire. It's going to be a home game for Iowa State. So I'll take the Cyclones.
Okay. Still sticking with your Cyclones. I thought maybe you would have changed your mind, but it does not seem to be the case there. Next up, I mean, we go to, where's this again? I feel like this is like in Frisco, Texas. I think it is. Where my East Carolina Pirates are 3-point dogs. And you want to talk about a team that's going to fire their coach. South Florida is, I would assume they're making a change. East Carolina is a dog.
I agree. Let's go.
We're plus 145 on the money line. Stop it. Lock it up. Wrong team favored. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I feel great about a lot of these games, folks. And I know you're thinking this guy is just, yeah, Richard's right. We do need legalized gambling in Cali. Mississippi State's laying 3.5 against Florida. Sorry.
This is an easy play.
If you listen to my SEC preview on the whole conference, I was locking this one a week ago. Mac, you're locking it?
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Lay the 3.5. Mississippi State's gonna fuck them up. No Colin Castleton. Let's go. Do I have a line on Ohio and Ball State? Does the chat? Can they hook me up with that? Because I'm not currently seeing that. I know that line's got to be out there, and I'm just not seeing it where I'm at right now.
I think it's a pick.
Oh. Well, I think you know where I went, and I could be talking to a lock here too, because I feel pretty good about Ohio's chances tomorrow. You?
Yeah, I'm on the Bobcats as well, but these two teams seem to play close games, so yeah, I'll take the Bobcats.
George Mason's catching 4 against St. Louis. Oh, I think I called for this one. I said George Mason will beat Richmond. I think they were going to beat St. Louis tomorrow because St. Louis always underachieves. Give me Mason +4. Ride the plus 155 on the money line too. What are you doing here?
Yeah, this was an interesting one because you mentioned it. Like you have St. Louis who always underachieves. I'll take the Patriots. I'll take the points here.
Let's go. UConn, Providence. I hear this game's going to be a sellout at MSG. UConn's laying 7. I'm actually going to lay the 7 with UConn. I think it's a bad matchup. I think the crowd is all for UConn. I am laying the 7 with UConn. You?
I'm on Providence. Actually, I think Providence got embarrassed last week. I think they're going to show up here. I think this is going to be a tight game. Gutsy play. Lock up the Friars.
Oh, You know what? You've swayed my pick.
Yeah.
You've swayed my pick, but I am not going to lock it up. But Moneyline Mac.
Everybody's picking UConn tomorrow.
Moneyline Mac locking up the Providence Friars and Ed Cooley. We love Ed Cooley on this podcast. Great guy. Pitt, Duke in Greensboro. Duke's laying 6. I'm taking Pitt plus 6. This has got to be a letdown after the Carolina game. Give me Pitt plus 6. Sprinkle some on the money line. What are you doing here?
I'll get out of here with that money line. The game opened up at 4. Lock up the Dukies, man. They need a layup to start this run. Let's go.
Locks are flying off the shelves. We have over 200 live viewers. 202. This be my area code. Mac is locking up the Duke Blue Devils minus 6. Home
game.
I don't know if you want to listen to that one. Ohio State is catching 2.5 points. The upsets are going to be raining tomorrow. I'm telling you, they're going to be raining tomorrow because I think Ohio State beats Iowa in Chicago tomorrow, and the dream lives on. Mac, what are you doing here?
I agree with you. Let's go Buckeyes.
Should we lock? No, right?
I don't know. I feel like this game's going to come right down to the wire. But you know what? Yeah. Ohio State's going to win. They got the magic going right now.
Let's go. They just hit for us on the money line. Oh, no. I mean, they're favorites. Yeah. But, I mean, you know what I mean? We bet them. Prairie View, Jackson State. Jackson State's catching 2.
I will not be locking this game.
Yeah, I will not be locking this game either. I'm going to take Prairie View. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll take Prairie View as well.
All right. Before we get to our next game, I appreciate our fine audience. I want to tell you folks out there that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Fantasy is the home for off-season NFL best ball drafts, but they also got you covered with a ton of other daily games, including PGA, NHL, NBA. Once again, check out the NBA Gambling Podcast. Moonoff does a great job. But yes, Underdog Fantasy is a great way to get down on your favorite player props if they're not available in your home state, which I know a lot of states out there, and my own home state, I think, being one of them. Head over to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use that promo code SGPN for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. All right. Yeah, there we go. I like that. All right, let's get back to the madness because we're rocking. The madness is rocking. SMU, UCF. Now this is practically a home game for SMU.
Yeah.
They're getting 7.5 points. It's funny. This morning they were getting 10 at 7.5.
This line reeks.
Give me SMU plus the points.
I'm with you. Sprinkle some on the money line. It's a home game.
Yeah. Cal Baptist, Sam Houston State. Sam Houston State's laying 5. I'm actually going to lay the 5 here. Cal Baptist already had their win.
I'm going to take the points.
I'm eager to watch that game though. Cal State Bakersfield. They beat CSUN. They have life as they take on UC Irvine, the Anteaters. They're getting 10.5 points. I'm laying the points, man.
I'm taking the points. It's the first game for it's first game for these teams.
I'm laying. No, Bakersfield's already played, but yeah, I mean, I get your.
No, I mean Irvine.
Yeah,
Irvine.
I got you. Colorado State's catching 8.5 against San Diego State. I'll take the 8.5. You won me over here. No, I'm not. Give me San Diego State. I think they watching Colorado State today. They missed David Roddy from a year ago, and their team's not that tough. So I'm going to take San Diego State minus the points. What are you doing here?
I'm going to take the points. I don't feel great about it though. I think it's around like a 7 to 10 point win, so I'll take the points.
The Colorado Buffaloes are catching 9 in Vegas against UCLA.
This is a lock.
Give me the Buffs. Lock it up. Take the 9. Let's go.
Oh no, it's a guy on a buffalo. low.
You're with me, I assume, right?
Oh yeah. I
There
mean,
we go.
UCLA first game without Clark. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. No KJ Simpson, but I almost think that's everyone is fading Colorado. Then you know, I feel like that's a good angle. West Virginia's taking on Kansas. Kansas is laying just 3 points. Buddy,
This is the game of the day, baby.
Buddy.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
I wish Bob Hug. I honestly would be thrilled to see West Virginia win the national championship this year. Right? I would be very excited for that. But they're losing this game. I am laying the 3. Kansas coming off that bad loss. I know everyone's going to be on this, but I don't care. Sometimes chalk hits. What are you doing here?
They're not going to let us win, even if we are the better team. Just like at the Fog. If you got to play it, take the Mountaineers on the money line. Fuck Kansas. Let's go.
Ole Miss survived. Ole Miss is playing Tennessee. Tennessee's laying 11.5 points. The SEC tournament is in Nashville, folks, which is not far from Knoxville. I will lay the 11.5 because this is going to be an all Tennessee crowd. What are you doing here? This is I could be talked into a lock here.
I kind of like Ole Miss, man. I think Tennessee struggles to score. They play a little tight with Rick Barnes here. I'll take the points.
You're crazy. Kent State's laying 12 against Northern Illinois. I will lay the 12, but I don't love it. But it's a revenge spot. Northern Illinois actually beat them the last time they played them. I think Kent State's going to fuck them up. What are you doing here?
I'm with you. I like Kent State as well.
St. Joe's is taking on Dayton. St. Joe's is getting 10.5 points. Give me the points. I think Dayton probably wins, but I think 10.5 is a pretty big number. Give me the points. What are you doing here?
I'm going to take the Flyers. I think that they're playing good ball down the stretch. I will take the Dayton Flyers here.
The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors are taking on Cal State Fullerton.
This is a good game.
This is a contrast in styles too. I feel like I ended up going Hawaii. I don't have a good read on this one. Don't bet this game. What are you doing here, Mac?
I don't have a good read either. I mean, I've struggled to figure out this league so far this year. I'll take Fullerton. I think they're slightly better.
San Jose State is catching 5 points. Just 5 points. I got smacked by Nevada twice this year. Tim Miles, coach of the year. They're only getting 5 points.
It is in
Plus-
Vegas.
Plus 180 on the money line. Sign me up for an upset special. San Jose State wins on the money line. The upsets tomorrow are going to happen, man. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm going to take the points. I'm with you. I think it's a game.
All right. Next up, we got Grand Canyon and Seattle. This is not at the ozone layer. This is in Vegas, which what do they call? Actually, I'm sorry. They call the Seattle Stadium the Crack House. This is in Vegas, and some call Vegas the Crack House. Grand Canyon's laying 3. Now remember, Seattle fucked them up in Scottsdale or Phoenix, or wherever the hell, or at the Grand Canyon. All right. Just like 2 weeks ago, I feel like on a game that I bet. Revenge spot. Give me Grand Canyon. Go Antelopes. Great name for a team. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I like Grand Canyon as well in the revenge angle. I don't think Seattle's going to beat them 3 straight times.
Washington State, Oregon. I am so intrigued by this matchup.
This is a good game.
I have futures on both these teams. So
Yep.
one will be, so I'm rooting for Washington State because the odds are better for Wazoo to win the Pac-12. I think Oregon's going to win the game though. Dana Altman in March. I'm taking the Oregon Ducks -3. What are you doing here?
You know, man, I've loved Washington State. They've won how many in a row now? It feels I think
A
it's
lot, I
7.
feel like. Yeah.
7 in a row. I think it comes to an end here. I'm locking up the Ducks. They're going to get.
I'm with you.
They're going to win the Pac-12. I think.
I think yeah. I mean, that's why we took a future of them. I think you did too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Altman,
let's,
baby. Go Ducks.
all right, Morgan State, Maryland Eastern Shore. I'm actually like intrigued to watch this matchup. Morgan State's getting 5.5. It's a little too much for me. I'm going to take Morgan State. And I don't mind a money line play here. I think this might be a 1 possession game. At +205. Not a crazy play. Give me Morgan State. What are you doing here?
I'm going to lay it. I think Eastern Shore is a better team here.
All right. Buffalo, Akron. Akron's laying 7. Oh, I like laying the 7 with Akron. I could be talked into a lock here.
But yeah, I like Akron as well because the game is in Cleveland, so it's a home game for Akron. Yeah, let's lock this. Let's go. Let's go Akron.
I'm with you. I am with you. Let's lock it up here. I'm gonna do some. Here's some. Lock it up with. You need some energy, some life. You didn't quack on that last one. All right. Penn State, Illinois. Illinois is laying 2.5. I will lay. I will lay the 2.5 with Illinois. This is going to be Illinois crowd too. Lock it up. Give me Illinois minus 2.5. Let's go.
Yeah. They lost the first 2 times. I mean, this is revenge angle. Penn State just kind of clinched their spot in the dance on Sunday on the miracle win. Yeah, Illinois is going to get this done.
You're locking that, right?
Yeah. Yep. Locking it. Let's go.
Western Kentucky is getting 10.5 against Florida Atlantic in Texas. You know, Western Kentucky played in Boca Raton, I think like 2 weeks ago. And I think it was a 6-point game, if memory serves me correct. They can cover the 10.5 here. I'm telling you, they can cover the 10.5 here.
Yeah.
I might bet this. Stick around. Get the SGPN app. I think I might bet this by tomorrow morning. What are you doing here?
This might be a lock, man. I'm with you. Western
plus
Kentucky
450 on the money line too.
Yeah, let's go. I'm taking Western Kentucky.
All right, that's all I needed was a push. Lock up Western Kentucky. Let's go. Charlotte, Middle Tennessee. They're at a pick. I struggled with this game. And I ended up going Charlotte 49ers. Do not bet this game. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm going to take middle.
All right. Arkansas, Auburn. One of the best matchups tomorrow. Arkansas is laying 1.5. I trust Musselman in March. I'm laying the 1.5. What are you doing here?
You said Arkansas's favored now?
By 1.5, yeah.
By 1.5. Yeah, I'm going to be on the must bus here. This game's going to come right down the wire, baby.
Yeah, definitely. We also have Tulsa getting 16.5 against Wichita. You know what's crazy? I feel like I've taken Tulsa on some of these ones. Wichita doesn't score though. It's almost like the Virginia side, but I'm with you. No, give me the points. Wichita can't score. Tulsa will score just enough to cover this. Wichita wins by 12. All right. Marist. They're alive. They're alive. They're taking on Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac's laying 6.5. The Aqueduct in Atlantic City. Give me Marist in the points.
You gotta take the points in this league. That's an auto play. Honestly, take Marist on the money line. You don't know what the hell is going to happen in this league.
DePaul, Xavier, Madison Square Garden. DePaul's catching 12.5. Do we go back to the well?
Yes.
I'm locking it. I mean, plus Xavier, 700 on the money line.
Why not? I think this is a game. DePaul's playing better down the stretch. Xavier's not blowing anybody out there. It's a look ahead spot for him.
Lock up the Blue Demons. Let's go. Let's go. All right. North Carolina, Virginia. Virginia's laying 2.5. Snorkel game of the day, says Noah Beanick.
Intriguing game here.
I'm on Carolina money line. It's been written. They're winning the ACC tournament. Or they're at least getting there to the championship.
To play Duke again?
No, to cash in on those TV ratings. To cash in on those TV ratings.
They're gonna play Duke again.
Give me Carolina money line. They just fucked up Virginia and Chapel Hill. This is still a home game for UNC practically. What are you doing here?
I'll take Virginia. I think everybody in the world will be on Carolina, so I'll take the Wahoos. Come on, Tony Bennett, end this ridiculous nonsense.
Mr. Chow says he's digging the new lock sound. There we go.
Let's go.
Oklahoma State, Texas. Texas laying 6 in Kansas City, Missouri. I do think there's an advantage of playing the game. Give me OK State plus the 6. Texas probably wins the game. What are you doing here?
I'm locking the Cowboys. Texas is coming off the 20-point beatdown at Kansas, smelling themselves coming in. Cowboys, let's go.
Moneyline Mac locking up the Texas Longhorns. Lock it up. Dundee staying away. LaSalle, Fordham in Brooklyn. You know who's winning this game?
Fran
Dumfrey. LaSalle's getting 5. They're plus 175 on the money line. I'm exploring my bank account. Give me the Explorers plus 5 and the money line. Mac, what are we doing here?
Yeah, if you're going to bet it, take Dunphy on the money line. Let's go.
Let's go. Coppin State. Hey, I'm locking that too. Give me the Explorers. Lock that thing up. Let's go. Let's go. Coppin State's catching 10.5 in Norfolk against Norfolk State. True away game. I'll take the points. Norfolk wins the game. What are you doing here?
I'm going to take Norfolk. Coppin's so bad.
Tarleton, Utah Valley in Vegas. Waction. Utah Valley's laying 6. I'll lay the 6. What are you doing here?
Could be a game. I actually like Tarleton. I think Gillespie tournament experience. I'm gonna lock up the Texans once again. Let's go.
Locking up Tarleton. Billy Gillespie. Let's go. Well, Cal Poly was a dog that we were on the other night. A big dog. I think they were like 12-point dogs or something against Long Beach State. It hit. Now the Mustangs are taking on UC Santa Barbara. These teams are like an hour away from each other. I've been to both these towns. Beautiful towns. But Cal Poly, I said this. They're much better than their record. They can hang. I think Santa Barbara will win the game, but give me the 10 points in Cal Poly. What are you doing here, Mac?
Yeah, you got to take the Magic here. We'll take Poly. Sprinkle some on the money line. Why not? It's March.
It's not the craziest play because I'm telling you, I could see this being a close game. I could see it being a close game. UNLV, Boise State in Vegas. I mean, I watched UNLV today and I thought they got very fortunate to win.
Yep.
However, they played Boise really tough the other day. Like just a week ago, I feel like, or 2 weeks ago. Give me UNLV plus 4. Boise wins though. What are you doing here, Mac?
Yeah, I'm probably going to take Vegas just because of the home crowd, but I can't lock up Vegas, man. They've been so up and down. I don't think they're very good at all, actually.
La Tech, North Texas. La Tech is getting 8. I'll take the points. But this is going to be a North Texas crowd. Isn't this in Texas too?
I think
this is in
Frisco.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, that's not that far from Denton. I don't think.
I'm on the Bulldogs. Close game.
Yeah. Stanford, Arizona, in Vegas. Stanford's catching 8.5. I'll ride it. Give me the 8.5 and the Cardinals. What are you doing here?
I'm locking up the Cardinal. They already beat him once. I think they might beat him again. Let's go.
There you go. Moneyline Mac taking Stanford.
I could see UCLA and Arizona losing tomorrow.
Yeah, I could too.
Yeah,
I could too. Minnesota's taking on Maryland. Minnesota's getting 13 points. I will take the 13. Should we lock up Minnesota?
What'd they do against Maryland? I haven't dove into this one.
Maryland's been ass away from College Park though.
Yeah.
Give me the 13.
God.
Lock it up. Let's lock it.
Let's go.
I'm going. I'm
Magic.
Yeah. TCU's laying 2 against Kansas State. I felt so good about this before this news came. I'll lay the 2. I can be talked into locking this, but I'm a little bit. Should we lock this?
Isn't the line telling you the game's in Kansas City and TCU so favored? Yeah, I'm on the Horned Frogs. Let's go. Lock it
Let's
up.
Go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Alabama A&M's taking on Southern. Southern's laying 3. Oh, I kind of like the Southern play here. Let's go. Let's take Southern. -3.
I like Southern. Yeah, I like Southern.
I might even bet that tomorrow. Niagara, Siena, Purple Eagles versus the Saints in Atlantic City. I got Siena laying 2.5. I can be Actually, I am locking this one. I think Niagara's done. Give me Siena -2.5. Lock it up. What are you doing here? I know we're locking up a lot of fucking games. I really love the board. This is like my favorite board I feel like I've seen in a while.
It's
but
situational spots of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at the end. We know these teams. I'm on Niagara, though. I think it's MAAC. Take the points.
Villanova, Crichton taking on Michael Crichton. Crichton's laying 5. You know, I got a future on both these teams, but I will take Nova plus the 5. I'm not locking it though. You?
I am. Villanova money line. Let's go. They're gonna win the Big East.
You know, I have a future on both these. All right, you talked me into it. NC State's taking on Clemson. Clemson's catching 3. I'm on NC State because Clemson beat them by 100 last time. Revenge.
Yeah, it's a home game, or it was a home game the first time too.
I know. But give me NC State -3. It's disgusting. I feel disgusting. What are you doing here?
Man, I'm gonna lay it as well with NC State.
Rice is taking on UAB. Rice is catching 11.5. Give me the points. UAB wins though. What are you doing here?
I'm going to take the points as well in the first game for UAB.
LSU, Vanderbilt in Nashville. Wow, home game for Vandy. Vandy's laying 5.5. I'm going to lay the 5.5 though. Revenge spot for Vandy. What are you doing here?
I'm actually going to take the points. I think Vandy wins a close one.
UC Davis, UC Riverside in Vegas. I'm intrigued to watch this one. Davis Riverside's laying 1.5. I feel like they feel disrespected. I'm going to lay the 1.5. They're like far back on the Vegas odds, 7th, I think, for the team that finished 3rd or 2nd, 3rd, I think. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Riverside.
Utah Tech, Southern Utah, Waction. Southern Utah's laying 3.5. I will lay the 3.5, and you can talk me into locking this one as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock it up with the Thundering Birds. I think this is their tournament to win. Let's go.
Nothing like a little late night lock to send it home. Let's go. Southern Utah, the Thunderbirds. That's not far from Vegas. By the way, shout out to Montana State, just clinched with a 7-point win against Northern Arizona. They have punched their ticket. There we go. Shout out to Noah Beanick. There we go. No, you got the wrong team, buddy. You got Northern Arizona. You're definitely confusing those Lumberjack fans out there. Yeah. So Montana State clinched. New Mexico, Utah State in Vegas. I'm all over New Mexico here. New Mexico money line play plus 145. Let's go. What are you doing here?
I'm with you. Revenge angle. Let's go. Lobos.
Let's go. So there's still going to be a game. So Arizona State's up 8 with 3.5 minutes left. If Arizona State wins, who do they get again? Can we load the Pac-12 bracket?
Southern Cal.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So that is something to monitor here. Still 3 minutes 43 seconds. So I mean, this game's not done yet, but they're currently up 8 against the Beavers. Something to monitor. We'll have that game tomorrow. So yeah. All right. Those are our plays. This is the college basketball experience, folks. We locked up a lot of games, but we're feeling pretty fucking good about ourselves. I'm not going to rattle through all my locks because I saw all those people that fast forward to the end of the fucking show. All right. And we appreciate you for listening, but listen to the whole show. All right, please. Or check the picks page. Go to our website. You know, there's our graphics. Montana State
Bobcats.
ticket punch. Let's go. All right, folks. subscribe to the College Basketball Experience on YouTube and wherever you listen to podcasts at. Come on, hit the like button. Let's go. Come on, it's March. Shout out to Ryan Hasty. He knows what I'm talking about. All right. Yes. Go to the picks page. Go to the picks page. Danye Johnson needs Arizona State for over 6K. Shout out to Danye Johnson. I'm a Sun Devil fan now for you, brother. All right. So subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Subscribe to the College Football Experience. Subscribe to the College Baseball Experience. We come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the College Experience. Also check out the XFL Gambling Podcast and all of Moneyline Mac's work. Yes, Ryan McIntyre. You can give him a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac, host of the Ryan and Rush Show, host of the NFL Gambling Podcast. Go check those out. And remember, we will be in Vegas all week, folks. Me and Moneyline Mac will be doing live shows from the Wynn Studios, the Blue Wire Studios at the Wynn, Tuesday and Wednesday. Once again, I will tell you the times. Tuesday and Wednesday from 8 to 9:30, we will be in there. Also, Monday night we will be live from Circa at 11 p.m. with Hoops Peterson. I'm sorry, no, 9:15 on Monday with Hoops Peterson at Circa. Then on Thursday at Circa at 11 p.m. So let me rattle that off again because I just gave you a bunch of shit. Monday 9:15 we're at Circa on the Hoops Peterson show. Tuesday and Wednesday we are at the Wynn at the Blue Wire Studios performing. There we go. Right? Yes, on VSiN, Trevor. Then on Thursday we'll be on VSiN again at 11 p.m. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're in Vegas, hit us up, buy you a beer. We really appreciate the chat. Over 200 people today. That was fantastic. And yeah, you know, this is the best time of year, folks. Hit the like button, like Yvetta says. We appreciate each and every one of you out there. You make this a lot of fun. And yeah, please share, tell a friend. This is March, guys. Get the SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. Check out all the other, podcasts we have, folks. This isn't just us. We keep it going. We have everything. USFL Gambling Podcast, XFL Gambling Podcast, MLB Moonoff. Is hosting the MLB Gambling Podcast, the NBA Gambling Podcast, the NHL Gambling Podcast. We got it all. I mean, we're all family. All right, let's go. All right. Appreciate you. Excited to watch all these games. This is the College Basketball Experience. You better be thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Yeah, I make the best breakfast, got the test pressures, and people pressing up to see the professor. Yes, sir. I profess my love for the fresh pressure. Put pressure on you types, you the much less just a customer in Westchester. Worldwide girls know me as a breast molester. I'm fresh on the keys like John Medeski. Yesterday used to be scrambled eggs for breakfast. Got big expectations and some big checklists. Make it happen quick, flash and just chicklets. Cause the company darkness sounding ridiculous. I'm suspicious that you're just stickless. Yeah, it sticks. You know that it sticks. You need to quit looking at all them statistics. I'ma start a doo-wop group called the Realistics. Don't think I'm so far out, I'm realistic. Got the good music, I don't do the nihilistic. Cause I'm vibrations and animalistic. Writing up my cool theories, got them all listed. All districts, I'm